Hey, Steve DeHunt here from PMS Brick Paving and Landscape. Here to talk to you about the installation of a paver driveway. Obviously now you've considered concrete, stamped concrete, and brick paving, and we went the route of brick paving. Just want to give you some pointers on how to have this brick paving project installed the proper way. Obviously with the driveway we're going to have vehicular traffic, so you have vehicles that weigh all the way up to 9,000 pounds that are going to be driving on this driveway. Not saying that you personally would have that, but it's a good idea to base preparation is a real good thing to do. ICPI standards say that you should have this thing dug out 10 to 12 inches. We actually dig it out 18 inches. So we're actually going to excavate your project, your driveway project, your concrete, your sand, clay, what have you, and we're going to excavate that out 18 inches. Next step, obviously, is we're going to put that geomesh fiber that we talk about. This is going to contain the base that we're going to put on over the top. And we actually wrap this thing across the driveway so that way you're not going to have erosion from your 21AA as you're driving on it and putting weight on it where it's pushing out the sides. The next step is obviously installing the 21AA. 21AA is a crushed rock and it's great compaction on top of the fact that there's a lot of drainage that happens with that. You don't want to use slag sand, or a lot of the people back in the day would just use slag sand because it would harden up like concrete. But it's not a good idea because you need to let that moisture and the water actually drain. If it's just sitting inside your slag sand, your pavers are going to move quite a bit in the wintertime. So the 21AA comes in. I suggest compacting that every 2 to 3 inches. It's a very good idea for a brick paving project that you're having it compacted every 2 to 3 inches with a plate compactor. That's about as much as a plate compactor is going to compact. I see a lot of guys, they fill this area in and then they run a compactor over it a few times, and you're not really going to get 99% compaction if you're not going to do it in layers. So once you're done with that, what you're going to do is you're going to bring in your slag sand. Now we suggest 1 to 2 inches of slag sand or 2NS sand, whatever you like to use. We use that as a bedding course, something to level out that paving stone, the variances in a brick paver. And the variance meaning when they make these paving stones, some are going to be slightly higher and some are going to be slightly shorter. The reason we put this bedding course in is when we're laying the brick pavers and then we run that final compactor over the brick paving job, what happens is any voids or variances are going to level out when you're compacting. The compacting process after the slag also is going to lock that stone in. That's why we call them interlocking brick pavers or interlocking brick paving. That compaction is going to lock that in, and then obviously when we put the sand down, we're going to put the sand over the top of this and then run that compactor again, just so we have interlocking on top and in the bottom. Last step of the project, probably the most important, is putting that cement girdle in, or if you're using a product from Hanson's that is going to lock it in, your plastic edging, you can do that too. We prefer the Portland, we just think it's stronger. And the cleanup at the end, that's a very important detail that people forget. Everybody's rushing to get to the next job, whether it be your brick paving job or your brick paver or your landscape project. You got to try to clean that property up as best as possible. Our job here is to make it so you never actually had construction done. You want to walk in your backyard and not have to deal with 2 or 3 or 4 more messes. We want you to just be able to come back when we're done, enjoy your patio, your driveway, your brick paver walkway, and you're done. But that's the crucial steps for installing a brick paving patio, driveway, and walkway. Visit us on the web at weretheguys.com. That's WERE, theguys.com, or call us toll free, 866-786-9500. Thank you.